My stepson handed me a gift bag after dinner and whispered, "Please open this alone." I expected a birthday card, not evidence that would destroy my marriage in 3 minutes. The silver bag sat on my nightstand for 20 minutes while I stared at it, Liam's nervous energy replaying in my mind. At 19, he wasn't the gift-giving type. Hell, I was lucky to get a thanks when I did his laundry or restocked his favorite cereal. But tonight felt different. His hands had trembled when he pressed the bag into mine, his usual confident demeanor replaced by something I'd never seen before: fear. "Maya, just promise you'll watch the whole thing before you react," he'd said, avoiding eye contact like he was handing me a live grenade. Ladies, trust that instinct when something feels off. Your brain is processing microsignals you haven't consciously noticed yet. The house felt too quiet now. Ethan had retreated to his home office for another urgent client call, the third one this week. His phone had buzzed face down on the dinner table all evening, lighting up with notifications he'd quickly dismissed. New habit, along with the post-gym showers and the cologne that wasn't the one I'd bought him for Christmas. Red flag checkpoint. Comment below, what's the worst warning sign you ignored in a relationship? Maya missed these for months. Inside the bag, a USB drive rattled against something hard. My fingers found a folded piece of notebook paper underneath. Liam's messy handwriting scrawled across it. "Mom, you deserve to know what I accidentally found in our shared cloud. This isn't about hurting anyone. It's about the truth." Mom, he'd been calling me that for 2 years now, ever since his biological mother moved to Oregon with her new boyfriend. The words still made my chest tight in the best way. I walked to my home office, closing the door out of habit, even though I was alone. The computer hummed to life, cursor blinking in the darkness. My hands shook as I inserted the drive. One folder appeared. "For Maya, please watch alone." The irony wasn't lost on me. Ethan had been the one insisting we needed more privacy lately, more space to grow individually. Apparently, he'd been growing in directions I never imagined. The folder contained a single video file. Family Memories Compilation.mp4. 8 minutes, 43 seconds. The video opened with soft piano music, our wedding song. Photos faded in and out. Ethan spinning me on the dance floor, Liam's awkward teenage grin at our ceremony, Christmas mornings, beach vacations. My throat tightened watching us look so genuinely happy. "Hey Maya," Liam's voice came through my headphones, nervous but warm. "I started making this as a thank you video for Mother's Day. You know, for all the ways you've shown up when you didn't have to." More photos, me teaching Liam to parallel park, graduation day, the camping trip where Ethan got food poisoning and I stayed up all night with both of them. Memories I treasured, moments that felt sacred. But when I was going through our family cloud to find these photos, I kept noticing things in the background. Things that didn't make sense. The music stopped, the screen went black for 3 seconds. "I'm sorry, Maya, I'm so sorry you have to see this." The screen filled with screenshots, text message timestamps, location data, photo metadata. My heartbeat hammered in my ears as Liam's voice continued, steadier now, like he'd rehearsed this part. "These are all from our shared iCloud account. I didn't go looking for this stuff, it just auto-compiled when I searched for Jim to find that funny selfie Dad sent you." A photo appeared. Ethan's mirror selfie from 3 weeks ago. The one where he'd flexed and joked about his dad bod transformation. But now, red circles highlighted details I'd missed. A woman's reflection behind him, manicured nails resting on his shoulder. The timestamp read 2:47 p.m. when he'd told me he was in back-to-back meetings. The live photos capture 3 seconds of audio and movement. I learned that in digital media class. He pressed play on the photo. Ethan's voice came through. "You make me feel 25 again." A woman laughed, light, flirty, definitely not me. My wine glass hit the floor, red liquid spreading across the hardwood like blood. The sound barely registered over the roaring in my ears. But what Liam found in the live photo audio made me realize this wasn't just an affair. It was a complete double life. There's more, Maya. So much more. The location data, the credit card charges, the patterns, 6 months of them. Ladies, your iPhone is a detective tool. Live photos capture audio, find my tracks locations, shared albums tell stories. Use the technology he's using against you. The screen showed a calendar overlay, every client dinner, Every emergency server maintenance, every golf Saturday marked with location pins that told a different story. Hotels, wine bars, an apartment complex across town. I reverse searched this bracelet from the gym photo. A jewelry website appeared, then an Instagram profile. Nora Chen, marketing manager. Her photos showed the same bracelet, the same manicured nails, and buried in her story highlights, a coffee cup photo featuring a hand wearing Ethan's wedding ring. The video paused on a split screen. My anniversary dinner selfie from 2 weeks ago, beside an AirTag rope showing Ethan's location at the Ritz-Carlton. Mom, I need you to see what the car insurance app recorded that night. The car insurance app opened, displaying a detailed trip log I'd never bothered to check before. Every drive, every stop, every duration mapped out in corporate efficiency. Anniversary night, April 15th, Liam's voice continued. You sent Dad that selfie from Romano's at 8:30 p.m., remember? You were waiting for him. The timeline showed Ethan's car leaving his office at 6:15 p.m. But instead of heading to Romano's, the route traced a path to the Ritz-Carlton downtown. Arrival, 6:32 p.m. Departure, 11:47 p.m. 5 hours and 15 minutes, Maya, while you ate dinner alone and texted him asking if everything was okay. My phone buzzed. A text from Ethan. Running late tonight, the server crashed. Order without me, babe. The timestamp showed 11:52 p.m., 5 minutes after he'd left the hotel. Digital detective tips. 1. Check insurance app routes. 2. Cross-reference timestamps with texts. 3. Notice patterns in emergencies. 4. Trust data over words. More routes appeared on screen. Every Thursday, client dinner ended at 1247 Maple Street, an apartment complex. Every Saturday, golf game began at Starbucks on 5th Avenue, where the app showed 3-hour parking durations. No golf course in the city was a 3-hour drive away. I started screenshotting everything. The metadata doesn't lie, even when people do. Pause the video right now. Have you ever checked your partner's location history? Comment if this is giving you ideas. The evidence stacked up like building blocks of betrayal. Credit card charges for restaurants I'd never been to, florist purchases that never reached our house, hotel charges during business trips that were supposedly all expenses paid. But Maya, this is where it gets really bad. A new folder opened. Live photo audio files, April through September. I extracted all the audio from Dad's live photos, the ones he sent you, thinking they were just regular pictures. April 20th, Liam's voice announced. Dad sent you that selfie from his breakfast meeting. The photo appeared, Ethan smiling at the camera, coffee cup raised in a mock toast. Below it, an audio waveform showed 2.8 seconds of captured sound. The playback began, clinking dishes, restaurant chatter, and then her voice, clear as morning radio. You're such a liar. Your wife thinks you're discussing quarterly reports. Ethan's laugh followed. She trusts me completely. It's almost too easy. My hands covered my mouth, but the sound escaped anyway. A broken noise somewhere between sob and scream. This is why Gen Z doesn't trust anyone. They know every phone, every app, every digital footprint tells a story. Liam's generation doesn't get fooled by lies. May 3rd, the photo from his conference call. Another waveform, another betrayal. The background noise of a car engine, then her voice again. My place or the usual hotel? His response, hotel. I told Maya I'd be late tonight. June 18th, Father's Day morning. The selfie he'd sent while I made his favorite pancakes. Audio revealed music, laughter, and intimate whispers I couldn't bear to process fully. I've got 47 audio clips, Maya. 47 accidental recordings of conversations he never meant anyone to hear. Liam had become a forensic analyst, extracting evidence from technology designed to capture memories, not expose lies. The live photos feature that was supposed to bring pictures to life had revealed the death of my marriage instead. This is Nora's Instagram profile, Liam continued, and my screen filled with a carefully curated life. Professional headshots, wine bar selfies, gym photos with inspirational captions about finding yourself. I matched her location tags with Dad's insurance routes. Perfect overlap, Maya. Look at this. A split-screen comparison made my chest tighten. Ethan's car at Vinoteca on May 15th, 7:45 p.m. Nora's Instagram story from the same night, girls' night turned into something better, with a wine glass photo timestamp 8:02 p.m. She posts herself everywhere Dad goes, just 30 minutes after he arrives, like she's marking territory. Social media red flags. 1. New followers who like everything. 2. Location tags that match your partner's schedule. 3. Vague captions about adventures. 4. Comments from your partner on gym photos. Her profile painted her as single, successful, living her best life. But buried in the comments of her photos were likes and responses from Ethan Miller Score 2024, the Instagram account I'd made him create last year to follow Liam's college updates. Maya, they're not hiding this from her friends, only from you. The humiliation burned deeper than the betrayal. I wasn't just being cheated on, I was being erased. Wait, I whispered, pausing the video. Show me the dates again. Something felt off about the timeline. Hope flared in my chest like a struck match. Maybe the timestamps were wrong. Maybe the metadata had glitched. I checked that, Maya. Liam's voice carried a gentleness that made my hope waver. Look at the location data again. The truth materialized on screen. Ethan's phone at CrossFit Revolution, 6:30 a.m. last Tuesday. The same day he'd texted me at 7:15 a.m., claiming he felt too sick to go to work. He wasn't sick, Maya. He was with her. I thought I'd seen the worst of it. Then Liam showed me what Ethan bought her for her birthday, the same week he forgot mine. There's one more thing. The worst thing. I saved it for last because once you see it, you can't unsee it. A new folder appeared. Anniversary week evidence. My anniversary. The week I'd planned a surprise dinner, bought new lingerie, made reservations at the restaurant where he'd proposed. The week I'd thought we were reconnecting. The AirTag data from your anniversary dinner shows he was at the Ritz-Carlton for 5 hours. But Maya... Liam's voice cracked. The credit card shows he paid for 2 rooms that night. 2 rooms. Not an affair meeting, a romantic getaway. While I sat alone at Romano's checking my phone every 5 minutes. I know who was in the second room. If you had this evidence, would you A. Confront immediately, B. Get a lawyer first, or C. Plan your exit quietly? Vote in the comments. The hotel lobby camera footage loaded in grainy black and white, timestamp reading April 15th, 8:43 p.m. My anniversary dinner was getting cold 20 minutes away while I watched my husband walk through the Ritz-Carlton entrance. But he wasn't alone. A woman in a red dress matched his stride, her hand finding the small of his back as they approached the front desk. Even in the poor quality video, her comfort with him was obvious. The way she leaned into his space, how naturally his arm encircled her waist. Liam, how did you get hotel security footage? I didn't. This is from Nora's Instagram story that night. She filmed herself in the lobby mirror, probably thinking it looked glamorous. She just didn't realize Dad was visible in the background, checking in. My throat closed as I watched Ethan hand over his credit card, sign papers, except 2 key cards. He passed one to her without looking, the gesture so casual it spoke of routine. This wasn't their first time. The timestamp burned into my vision, 8:43 p.m. At 8:47 p.m. I'd texted him, "Everything okay? Worried about you." At 8:52 p.m., "Just order when you get here, I'll wait." She posted this herself, Maya, with the caption, "Spontaneous adventures with my favorite person." While I sat alone at our anniversary dinner, she was broadcasting their romantic getaway to her 2,000 followers. The humiliation felt like drowning in public. But this is the worst part, Liam's voice barely above a whisper. The live photo he sent you from the hotel that night. The image filled my screen, Ethan's face in a bathroom mirror, tie loosened, looking tired but satisfied. The message he'd sent with it at 11:30 p.m., finally wrapping up this crisis. Missing you, beautiful. Home soon. Press and hold the photo, Maya. My finger trembled as I activated the live photo. 3 seconds of movement and sound that destroyed everything. The camera panned slightly, revealing rose petals scattered on a hotel bed behind him, champagne glasses on the nightstand, and then her voice, sleepy and content. "Come back to bed, baby. It's still early." His response, tender in a way he hadn't been with me in months, just sending Maya a text. 5 more minutes. The live photo ended. The silence in my office was deafening. I ran to the bathroom, my body rejecting everything, the wine, the dinner, the last 8 years of my life. My knees hit the cold tile as I retched, each wave bringing fresh understanding of how thoroughly I'd been played. "Maya?" Liam's voice came through the door. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to see that." But I couldn't respond. I was too busy discovering what betrayal actually felt like, not just emotional pain, but physical destruction. I stayed on the bathroom floor for 20 minutes, my back against the tub, staring at nothing. The live photo kept replaying in my mind. Rose petals, champagne, her sleepy voice calling him baby while he lied to me through text messages. When I finally returned to my desk, Liam had prepared tissues and a glass of water. The video was paused on a black screen that simply read, "I'm sorry, Maya. You deserved better than finding out this way." The credit card statements show this has been going on since March. Hotels, restaurants, jewelry purchases. The bracelet she wears in every Instagram photo, he bought it for her birthday, the same week he forgot yours. March, when he'd started being more attentive to me, more affectionate. Not because he loved me more, but because guilt was making him overcompensate. "Show me everything," I whispered. "I need to see it all." The screen filled with a side-by-side comparison that shattered my last fragment of hope. On the left, our family vacation photos from August, Ethan's arms around me at the beach, both of us laughing. On the right, his credit card statement showing charges at the same resort 3 weeks later. Same hotel, same restaurants, same excursions I'd researched and planned for us. He'd taken her on our vacation. "He used your recommendations, Maya. The snorkeling tour you booked, the restaurant you'd marked on your map. He just went back with her." This is the receipt from the jewelry store in the resort gift shop. The screen showed a purchase for $347, sterling silver infinity necklace with custom engraving. My hand flew to my bare throat. He'd never bought me jewelry from that trip. Said everything was overpriced tourist garbage. The engraving says "Forever begins now, E&N." E&N, Ethan and Nora. Forever begins now. While I'd been home planning our future, he'd been promising someone else forever. What Liam found in that final folder made me question everything I thought I knew about love, loyalty, and family. I had 37 minutes before Ethan came home from his team-building exercise. 37 minutes to decide between screaming rage and calculated strategy. Strategy 1. I printed every screenshot, every credit card statement, every damning piece of evidence Liam had compiled. The pages covered our coffee table like a paper trail of destruction. The laptop remained open to the frozen live photo, his face in the hotel bathroom mirror while she called him back to bed. "Maya, maybe you should do this alone," Liam said, hovering near the staircase. "No." My voice came out steadier than I felt. "Stay. You found this. You get to see how it ends." Strong women raise strong men. Maya didn't just save herself, she was about to show Liam what integrity looks like. That's generational healing. He nodded, settling into the chair across from me. My stepson, my protector, my truth-teller. The only honest man left in this house. I positioned myself on the couch facing the door, laptop screen angled so Ethan would see it immediately. My phone sat recording on the side table. I'd learned something about documentation from my husband's betrayal. At 11:43 p.m., his key turned in the lock. "Hey babe, sorry I'm so late. The team building thing ran way over, then we all grabbed drinks after." His voice carried the practiced casualness of a man who'd perfected lying. When he looked up and saw our setup, the evidence, the laptop, Liam's stone-cold expression, his face went white. "What's all this?" But his voice betrayed him, cracking on the last word. "Sit down, Ethan." I gestured to the chair opposite me. "We need to talk." Watch how cheaters follow the same script. Deny, deflect, blame the victim, then threaten consequences. It's psychological manipulation 101. Ethan's training as a corporate manager kicked in. Maintain composure, control the narrative, deflect responsibility. "Look, I don't know what you think you found, but..." I turned the laptop toward him. The live photo was paused on the hotel room, rose petals visible on the bed behind his reflection. "Press play." "Maya, this is ridiculous. You're taking things out of context." "Press play." His finger trembled as he activated the live photo. Her voice filled the room. "Come back to bed, baby." His response, "Just sending Maya a text. 5 more minutes." The silence stretched like a taut wire. That could be anyone. Audio quality is terrible. You're hearing what you want to hear." Liam leaned forward. "Dad, I have 47 audio clips from your live photos. Should we play them all?" Comment below. Would you choose your step-parent over your biological father if you caught them cheating? Ethan's face cycled through emotions. Shock at his son's involvement, anger at being caught, calculation as he searched for escape routes. Son, you don't understand adult relationships. Sometimes marriages get complicated and... Don't. My voice cut through his manipulation. Don't you dare turn this into a lesson about marriage complexity. This is about you lying to my face for 6 months. I slid the printed credit card statements across the table. Hotel charges, restaurant bills, jewelry purchases that never made it home, the vacation you took her on to our resort. His eyes scanned the evidence, mind working frantically. Maya, you're violating my privacy, checking my credit cards, going through my phone data. That's not healthy relationship behavior. Neither is sleeping with someone else. I never slept with. The Ritz-Carlton, April 15th, 2 rooms, 5 hours, our anniversary night. His mouth opened and closed wordlessly. When denial failed, Ethan shifted tactics with the smooth precision of a man who'd talked his way out of trouble before. Okay, yes, I've been spending time with Nora, but it's not what you're making it out to be. She's going through a divorce, needed someone to talk to. I was being a good friend. Good friends don't buy infinity necklaces with custom engravings. Maya, you've been distant lately. Working late, always tired, no interest in intimacy. A man has needs, has to feel wanted somewhere. The audacity took my breath away. So this is my fault? I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm saying relationships take 2 people, and when one person checks out emotionally, I checked out. I stood, fury overriding shock. I planned our anniversary dinner. I bought lingerie. I made your favorite breakfast every Sunday while you were texting her good morning. You're being dramatic. Nora understands my career pressures, supports my ambitions. She makes me feel appreciated. Liam's chair scraped against the floor. Dad, stop. Ethan turned on his son with practiced disappointment. Liam, this is between adults. You shouldn't have gotten involved in your father's personal business. Maya is my family too. I'm your father. Blood matters more than... DNA doesn't make you a dad. Showing up does. And Maya showed up when you never did. Ethan's mask slipped, revealing the man underneath. Selfish, entitled, desperate. You ungrateful little... Maya's turned you against me. Filled your head with poison about your own father. Maya didn't tell me anything. I saw your lies with my own eyes. You violated my privacy. Went through my personal accounts. They're family accounts, Dad. Shared iCloud, remember? You wanted everything connected for convenience. The irony hung heavy. His demand for digital integration had become his downfall. Some viewers will say Liam violated his father's privacy, but others will call him a hero. Which side are you on? The comments are about to get heated. Ethan's final play was pure Deshkin masked as wounded authority. Fine. Yes, I've been seeing Nora, but it's just physical, Maya. It doesn't mean anything. She's not you. She can't replace what we have. What do we have? I laughed, but the sound held no humor. What we have is 8 years of me believing your lies. We can fix this. Marriage counseling, couples therapy, whatever you want. I'll end things with her completely. You'll end things? The papers crumpled in my fist? Like you have the choice? Like I'm supposed to compete for my own husband? Maya, please. Think about Liam. Think about our life together. Don't let one mistake destroy everything we've built. One mistake? Liam's voice cut through the manipulation. Dad, I have 6 months of evidence. This isn't a mistake. It's a double life. Ethan rounded on his son. You chose her over your own blood. Over the man who raised you, paid for your education, gave you everything. Maya showed up to every baseball game you missed. She taught me to drive when you were too busy. She made this house feel like home. I'm your father. Being a father is more than DNA and child support payments. It's about being present, being honest, being someone worth respecting. The words hit Ethan like physical blows. His authority, his control, his ability to manipulate, all of it crumbling under the weight of truth. You're both making a mistake, he said, voice hollow. Maya, if you kick me out over this, you'll regret it. Liam, if you side with her, don't expect me to keep funding your college. The threats revealed everything. His love came with conditions. His support had strings attached. The most expensive gift isn't jewelry or cars, it's someone's loyalty. And you threw mine away for hotel rooms and lies. Then we'll manage without you. And we'll thrive in ways you never could. Ethan stared at us, realizing he'd lost the war he'd started. Ethan left that night with a suitcase and wounded pride, moving in with his brother while temporary arrangements became permanent reality. The house felt different without his presence. Not empty, but honest. "Are you okay?" Liam asked the next morning, finding me drinking coffee at 6 a.m., staring at nothing. "I will be." It wasn't a lie, just a promise to myself. Within 48 hours, I'd changed the locks, opened separate bank accounts, and forwarded Ethan's mail to his brother's address. The shared Google Calendar that had once coordinated our family life now tracked lawyer appointments and moving schedules. Liam's college funds sat untouched in accounts bearing only my name. Ethan's threat about cutting off education funding revealed he'd never had access anyway. I'd been the one saving, planning, sacrificing for his son's future, while Ethan spent money on hotel rooms and jewelry for other women. Your education was never his responsibility, it was mine. And that hasn't changed. If Maya's story sounds familiar, you're not alone. Hit the notification bell. I share stories like this weekly because we all deserve to know the truth. 3 weeks later, I sat across from divorce attorney Janet Morrison. Liam's evidence folder transformed into legal ammunition. The USB drive that started as a Mother's Day gift had become the key to my freedom. "This is the most documented infidelity case I've handled," Janet said, reviewing the timeline. "The metadata alone proves systematic deception. His lawyer won't want this going to trial." The settlement negotiations lasted 4 days. Ethan's attorney, faced with audio recordings, credit card statements, and location data, advised immediate capitulation. Maya got everything in the divorce because she had proof. Is this justice or revenge? The comments are about to get heated. "He's requesting visitation rights with Liam," Janet mentioned during our final meeting. "Liam's 19, he decides his own relationships now." The papers were signed on a Tuesday morning. 8 years of marriage dissolved in 47 minutes of signatures and notarizations. Ethan didn't attend. His lawyer cited scheduling conflicts, but I knew better. He couldn't face what his choices had cost him. Walking out of the courthouse, I felt something I hadn't experienced in months: lightness. Not happiness yet, but the absence of weight that comes from carrying someone else's lies. 6 months later, our smaller apartment held more warmth than the 4-bedroom house ever had. Liam kept his bedroom here, visiting every weekend and most weeknight dinners despite living in the dorms. "Dad texted again," he mentioned one Sunday, helping me arrange furniture. "Wants to meet for lunch, discuss family loyalty." "What did you tell him?" "Same thing I've told him for months. Family isn't about blood or guilt trips, it's about showing up." Ethan's relationship with Nora had crumbled within 3 months. Apparently, dating a married man was more exciting than being with someone available. His attempts to reconnect with Liam grew more desperate as his isolation deepened. "I don't hate him," Liam said, settling into the couch we'd bought together. "I just don't respect him anymore. There's a difference." The wisdom in his words stunned me. At 19, he understood relationship dynamics better than his father ever would. This is why chosen family beats biological obligation every time. Loyalty is earned, not inherited. A year later, I stood in the same courthouse where my divorce was finalized, watching Liam graduate from college with honors. His father sat 3 rows behind us, alone, having arrived late and left early. "Thank you," Liam whispered during the ceremony, "for showing me what unconditional love looks like." The lessons learned carved themselves into my daily life. Check live photo audio before sharing memories. Location services tell stories people don't mean to write. Shared cloud accounts reveal truth that words try to hide. Trust actions over explanations. Choose people who choose you back. But the deepest lesson wasn't about technology or betrayal. It was about family. Blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Marriage papers don't promise honesty. Real family forms when people consistently show up, tell the truth, and protect each other's hearts. "What's next for us?" Liam asked at his graduation dinner. "Whatever we want," I replied, raising my glass. "We get to write our own story now." The girl who'd believed every lie had transformed into a woman who valued truth above comfort. The stepmother worried about belonging had discovered she'd always been chosen family. Sometimes the most devastating gifts become the greatest freedom. But this story doesn't end here. 6 months later, Nora contacted me with a warning about Ethan's new victim. The choice I made will shock you. Comment if you want that story in part 2. The end wasn't an ending, it was permission to begin. Comment below. What would you do with Liam's evidence? Team Maya or think she went too far? Want part 2 when his ex-mistress warned his new victim? Comment below.